everybody, Ninja Nick here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you another gameplay of Friday the 13th with a relationship talk video. Now, I won't be smoking in this one because actually I spent about, I think, the last hour and a half getting high. So, I'm pretty stoned. Not super stoned, but pretty stoned. Good enough to sit here and do a video and talk about how are you going to deal with shit talkers. And trust and believe me, they're fucking everywhere. And they like to sit there and bring you down because they themselves are down in the gutter. And they want everyone else to be in the same spot and or lower because that makes them feel a little bit better about themselves. Now, how do you deal with that? Well, there's several ways. One, you just get them the fuck out of your life, which is pretty easy. And especially nowadays when most people all they have is contact with you through Facebook and or messages. Well, most phones nowadays, you can easily go into someone's phone number area or whatever, block number, and boom, you're done. Same thing on Facebook. So, there's that. And or you could resort to what they're doing and talk shit yourself. But, you know, in general, if you're the one not doing wrong and they are, then you're talking shit is just telling the truth, and then they're gonna get more pissed off because the truth fucking hurts. Especially when you're fucking up and you know you're fucking up, but yet you want to make someone feel like they're fucking up. Well, guess what? It's just gonna backfire on your ass. Trust and believe me, it's happened to me a couple times with several exes and several friends and shit like that who tried to, you know, be a Debbie Downer. You know, pretty much just sit there and just not talk, like talk shit. And sometimes talking shit isn't really, you know, telling someone that they're worthless or anything. Sometimes sometimes it'll be saying, "Oh yeah, you can't do that. Oh, you won't be able to do that." That's talking shit. That's you not having confidence in somebody. If someone's gonna do something, they have to have not just confidence in themselves, but they have to have reaffirmation from the same people around them, especially if they're people they care about, whether it be mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend. Oh, they need somebody to kind of help bolster that. Everyone does. And, you know, it sucks, you know, in certain circumstances, and I'm not surprised. Verify I have internet connection. What the fuck? But, you know, it takes a lot to get past that. Now, dealing with it is quite easy, especially if, you know, you just ignore them and, you know, take the higher ground and just walk away and let them continuously go down a self-destructive path. Because eventually, you know, people who do that, who just constantly want to, like, poke and prod and, you know, just piss people off, and they do it on purpose, eventually there's not going to be anyone around them to piss off. Meaning, eventually people are going to get so sick of their shit that, you know, they're going to not deal with them no more. They're not going to hang out with them. They're not going to talk to them. They're not going to have anything to do with them. And in the end, the only person to blame is themselves. Because they chose to be immature and, you know, instead of either dealing with whatever issue that they had dealing with and talking about it and getting through it and working through it, they'd rather make it worse by not just alienating themselves, but putting themselves on an island. Pretty much like saying, hey, you know, I'm going to be an asshole or I'm going to be a bitch. And, you know, I'm going to treat everyone like shit. Because I've been treated like shit. Well, you can't do that. I don't want to say, you know, do the whole, like, turn the other cheek thing. Because, I mean, you shouldn't take anyone's shit. That's for fucking sure. But at the same time, you know, you shouldn't sit there and be so defensive towards everything and everyone around you to the point to where eventually no one wants to even have anything to do with you. I was like that at one point in time. And I found that to be even more lonely than it was to actually let people in. And whether they, you know, screw me over or not, at least I actually had the opportunity to meet somebody. And, you know, whether it been a good experience or bad experience. Because that's all life is going to be, is good and bad experiences throughout, no matter what. And some people who come in will be a very good, positive aspect to your life. Some people will be a huge life lesson that goes, wow, I can't believe I fucking did that. My ex is definitely one of those. 5 years with a woman to the point to where I felt completely isolated. Like, I had no friends because of her. Like, she sat there and, like, systematically told all my friends that I was abusive to her physically, mentally, and emotionally. So most of them wanted nothing to do with me. You know, the fact that she didn't want anything to do with me. She didn't want to talk to me or like touch me or hang out with me except for like sex. And eventually that didn't happen because I said, fuck that. I have enough self-respect for myself to, not do that. Even though, oh yeah, I love sex and I wanted sex, but no, fuck that. And eventually she proceeded to, continuously cheat on me even though that's what she was doing anyways. And she thought I didn't know. It was like that for 5 years until she finally decided to walk out and leave. And I gave her that option. You know, continuously through the relationship, I gave her the opportunity to leave and, go do whatever she wanted to go do. Because I told her, if you're going to live in this house and you're going to be with me and Noah, this is what I expect. You to be a mom. I expect you to act like a mom, treat him like a son, do the motherly thing. And, she wasn't capable of doing that, so she left. Now, of course, when she left, she sat there and told everyone that I kicked her out and everything else, and she had nowhere to go, which was bullshit. I didn't kick her out. I just simply asked her to, go to Fred Meyer's for like 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, hour, whatever, chill out, calm down. But instead, she took all her shit and left. And then after that, didn't really see or hear from her until she wanted money for a plane ticket. She wanted me to pay for her plane ticket to go leave me to go be with another man. Which I found fucking amazing. Which I did. Because I was like, fuck it, it's what you want, fine, here. There you go. There's money for a plane ticket, there's money for food, money for gas, there you go, bye. It's like, you wanted to go, there you go. And at that point in time, my grandma actually had an open room, and my grandma was offering for her to stay with her, but she didn't want to. Whatever. Wow, no one's gonna join. And, she was one of those shit talkers I'm actually referring to. And that's the kind of thing, is when you're with someone who's talking shit like that about you, you should not be with somebody like that. Like, if they're, telling people behind your back, friends, family, whatever, that you're horrible, or, you're this, or you're that, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, they're telling things that are private matters between you and them to other people, that is somebody that you might not want to actually even fool around with. Because the fact of the matter is, if you say something either out of anger or by accident because maybe it's something you felt for a while but you kept it bottled up, but you're too afraid to actually talk to them, because that's the thing, like most people who are in a relationship, if you're afraid to talk to the person you're with, it's also a thing that it's also a sign that you shouldn't be in that relationship. Just saying. Because you should be able to have no fear at all to talk about any kind of subject of any kind with the person you're with. You shouldn't have to be worried about them judging you, being mad at you, or, like pushing you aside because whatever you said disgusted them or scared them or whatever. That shouldn't be something you should be worried about. Because that's the thing about being in a relationship with someone. That person you're with technically should be your best friend, your lover, and your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. That's what they're supposed to be there for. They're supposed to be there for anything and everything that you need. Whether it be talking, whether it be financial support, whether it be spiritual, physical support, anything and everything. That's what they are. And I'm talking about both aspects, man and woman, That's a whole aspect. And for most people who are in relationships who fail, it's because one person is doing the majority of all the work. And then they start feeling unwanted. They start feeling lonely. They start feeling hated. Like, I felt hated when I was in my relationship with my son's mom. And, she actually did tell me several times that she hated me and she wished I would go to hell and shit. Which, most of that was said out of anger, but still, I know for a fact she actually meant it. But, when you're in certain circumstances like that, you just now start thinking about what you want out of life and how happy do you want to be. And, dealing with people like that who will sit there and talk bad about you, talk shit, is someone who shouldn't be even worth your time. And, reverting and going down to their level is usually never a good idea, because then at that same time, it's just going to cause conflict and drama. That's why it's always best to take the high road, literally, and just ignore them. And or forgive them for whatever they do. Like, if they're sending you hateful messages or whatever, send them, well, I don't know, if you're sincere about it, send them a sincere message saying, I'm I'm sorry about how you feel. I'm sorry that you feel this way, you know, and just let them know that you're not mad. You forgive them for whatever, and, you know, hopefully they can move on from whatever that it is that's fucking them over. And if not, then they don't. But at the same time, that helps you, and that's what matters. You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I mean, it ain't selfish. Because, I mean, I do the same thing while still actually helping people that I care about. Because that also helps me move on. That also helps me not focus on some of the hurtful things that, you know, I've gone through and that, you know, still pop up in my head from time to time. Like, I still have reoccurring memories and of, you know, certain things that happened in relationships. Oi. Squeakers. No. But, you know, dealing with it is really up to you. I personally just anyone in my life who's ever actually just wanted to start talking bad about me, I sit there and confront him and ask him like, you know, what's up, what's going on, and I mean, if it's like a legitimate issue, then I give him two options: either leave me the fuck alone or stop talking shit. You know what I mean? Because if someone's gonna talk shit about you, then they generally don't like you too much. I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, oh, they hate you and you're like the worst person in the world, kind of like shit. No, because I mean, my family treats me like that, but yet I know my family still loves me, at least for the most part. And I mean, I love my family. But the thing is, you know, if anyone in your life is treating you that way, you have to distance yourself, and it will hurt. It will suck because you will feel, you know, alone. But when you do find people who don't treat you that way, you feel 100 times better. You now start seeing what real happiness really is, like what real love starts feeling like, what real care starts feeling like, and you go, wow, did I really waste that much time? Like shit. Like I came to that revelation like not that long ago. When, you know, I spent 5 years with my ex and, you know, I sat there and did absolutely everything and still tried to fix everything between me and her. Trying to, you know, keep her happy, trying to, you know, do things that she liked, trying to, you know, do family things for her and I and Noah to go do. You know, I was always trying to do shit. And that's where, you know, I got drained. Eventually, I got so drained to the point to where it's like, you know, to this day, it's like, I, I don't want to give up at the same time I do. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when is it should I start focusing and doing things that I know that I need to do, which I've always done. I've always focused on the particular things that need to get done, mainly because I mean I can't have fun knowing that there's shit I need to get done, need to do, whether it be oh I need to pay rent or I need to do this or I need to do that. That stuff is what matters to me first and foremost. Then oh hey, you know, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go drink and have some fun with my friends and shit. No, I mean, do I want to do that for the most part? Yeah, but not go out. I'd rather like sit in, drink, have conversations, have fun, you know, just bullshit. Because that way it's less drama filled than, you know, going to a club or to a bar or like some random house party. Then you're dealing with some random drama. I'm too old for that shit. But it's like, you know, it's depressing when you're sitting there dealing with people who want to like bring you down because when they're the kind of shit talker that's, you know, sitting there like telling you that you're worthless or, you know, you're gonna be just like your mom or like your dad. Because I mean, I've been getting that my entire life. Because both my parents were substance abuse addicts and dealers and shit like that. Most of my family, my entire life, have always told me that I'm gonna end up just like them. I'm gonna be worthless. I'm gonna be like no good. I'm gonna end up going to prison and shit like that. I mean, they said some fucked up shit to me, and they had no problem saying it to me. And I mean, I'm a kid. I mean, I'm like literally like my son's age, 5 years old, and being told that, you know, I'm gonna be an addict and a worthless piece of shit because my parents are worthless pieces of shit. That sucks. But I proved them all fucking wrong. I've never been arrested. Well, okay, I've been arrested, but never really charged with anything. I've never been to jail. I've never been to prison. Now, I've also never actually had a drug problem either. In fact, I don't even take ibuprofen or aspirin all that much, unless, like, I really fucking need to. And even then, I take maybe one or two, and then drink a big fat-ass fucking cup of coffee. I mean, I don't take anything for the pain that I actually suffer naturally, because in my family, my dad, my grandma, my dad's dad, and several other family members all suffer from degenerative bone disease. So, like, we suffer from chronic pain on a daily basis. Most of my family members, like, take high dosages of pain pills. I don't. I'd rather sit there, smoke a bowl, exercise, and, like, start toning and strengthening up certain sections of my body to the point to where the muscles will support it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still in pain, but at the same time, it's a lot better than, you know, being numb and, like, feeling retarded. But, you know, it's like, it sucks. Because my entire life, I've dealt with people who wanted to put me down because they were down themselves. Which, I mean, I understand. I can understand when someone, you know, is feeling like shit and, you know, they want someone to feel like shit too. Like, case in point, when you're a single person and you're hanging out with couples, that shit sucks. Because you're seeing them happy and everything else. And there's a part of you that wants to be a dick or a bitch and go, fuck you, stop doing that shit in front of me. Kind of like thing. But you can't do that because that's not fair. And you know it's not, at least if you're mature enough and, you know, adult enough. Unlike some people I know. Some people I know would, like, literally be complete and total pieces of shit about it. But, I mean, when you're in that certain kind of circumstance, you know it's like, that sucks. And you don't want to be the shit talker and ruin the mood. Because that's not fair. Because what if it's going to be you? He just wants you, what the fuck? But, you know, when you're hearing stuff like that from family members and from your friends and stuff like that, family is kind of understandable and expected because, you know, they're family, you know. Like, I really don't care what people say. Family can hurt you in so many ways that most of your friends and lovers can't. Well, okay, a lover can't, but friends no. And mainly it's because they know you so well, and they know all the, like, ins and outs of the family secrets and shit so well that, you know, they have no problem sitting there, you know, and bringing you down maybe just because of who your parents are. Or because of a few mistakes that you might have made at a young age. Because they, I guess, at their age, they forgot, oh shit, you know, when you're young, you're dumb, and you do stupid shit. And you can't hold that against anybody. And as people get older, one to two things happen. Either they mature, and they reflect on what they did, and realize what they did was wrong, and they change and not do it no more. Or they continue down that same self-destructive path that leads them either to prison or to death. Quite literally. Whether it be, you know, being a very violent individual, whether it be being an addict, whether it be, you know, a thief, whatever may be your, you know, your poison of choice, because everyone does. Everyone has something that in their past either ruined them or is still ruining them to this day. Like, with me, it's like I fight a very violent nature that I have. Like, I'm somewhat of a very peaceful individual, and I'll definitely contest that's a very good thing on me smoking pot. Because if it wasn't for the pot, I'd be pretty angry. Not gonna lie. I mean, meditation, like, helps, but at the same time, there's certain circumstances that's just like, yeah, what the fuck? It's like, you know, you just got punched in the dick by a fucking donkey. Full-on donkey punch like shit. And you're sitting there going, what the fuck? And I mean, like, I kind of felt like that for quite a while, at least for the last few weeks, dealing with a lot of shit, just like seeing my ex, like, constantly finding dudes who have no problem hooking up with her, even though it's like, you know, she literally gives no time in between. And I mean, I'm one of those people that believes that, you know, the amount of time in between a breakup really doesn't matter. But, you know, how you treat the person that you're gonna like be with is how it actually matters. Because I mean, if you know, it's just if it's gonna be like, oh, a possible like, oh, this person's gonna help me move on. You know, hey, there you go. But you know, with her, it's just more of she needs a place to stay. So she hooks up with this dude, with the dude, and bam, it's over and done. That person's never played with Jason before. But you know, the best thing that I've found to kind of like help you one ignore them and you know get past what they're saying is pretty much think of all the things that you've done that they couldn't have done at your age. Like one thing that helps me is the fact that you know even though I'm a young father, I've done things in my life that my parents have not done once, even in their lives as old as they are now. Which is one, I've always been there for my son. Like there hasn't been one day that I missed with my son, unlike my mom and my dad. You know, and that's something I'm striving, and that's my main huge goal is to be the parent and father that I did not have. Because I want to make sure that my son's happy, my son's taken care of, my son has everything he needs. Now, I mean, do I want to make sure that I find somebody for me to, you know, help me feel a little bit better? Yeah. But at the same time, I don't want it to be like a hookup thing. I want that person to be a positive role model for my son. I'm trying to break the cycle of single parents that's been pretty much plaguing my family for generations. Like, quite literally, my grandma was a single mom, my dad was a single dad, my mom was a single mom, my grandma's mom was a single mom, my grandpa's mom was a single mom. You know, it's like single parents run in my family, and it sucks. And you know, it's always been my goal to try to like beat that. But yeah, put it this way. I mean, I'm not like a positive person like every single day or like all day. There's times that like I will be in a very, very shitty mood. I'll be honest with that. And you know, I fight with it every day. But at the same time, you know, I don't let it like stop me from enjoying myself, enjoying the people around me, and you know, the people that actually do make me happy. Because there are people in my life who do, you know, make me extremely happy, and I'm very thankful for every person that I actually do have. And you know, that's the best thing that I've noticed about getting older is, you know, you should look for quality and not quantity when it comes to people. You, it doesn't matter how many people you have in your life. What matters is how they make you feel and how you make them feel. That's truthfully, honestly, what actually matters when it comes to actually having people. pissing this kid off. This kid's not liking me right now. Like, this kid should just give up. Why are you chasing after me? Did everyone escape? This is funny.
This can't be happening.
This is funny. This kid has never played as Jason before, I can tell. But yeah, you know, try to just like push all that toxic out. When you do, you'll find that dealing with the depression and lonely feelings is a little bit easier than when you sit there and reflect on all the people that still continuously hurt you. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Always feeling alone because you feel like you're isolating yourself sucks, but at the same time, you gotta remember that you're isolating yourself for a specific reason. Because you don't want those people to continuously hurt you. And I'm not saying not to interact or, you know, have anything to do with those people anymore, but what I am saying that, you know, you should grasp the concept that, you know, they will do it every once in a while, and, you know, just remember that. It sucks, but at the same time, you know, try to minimize, I guess, the amount of times that you actually interact. And in doing so, you end up, you know, still interacting, you still end up having fun and, you know, having anything and everything to do with them. But at the same time, you're still protecting yourself, which is also very important. Trust and believe me on that one. You'd be so much more sane than dealing with a whole lot of bullshit. Trust and believe me, I've dealt with a whole lot of it, and it ain't fun. This kid is definitely not liking me right now. Should have like hop between just these one houses the entire time. Well, stop chasing me, kid. Find somebody else. Like, shoot, there's at least... Oh no, I'm the only one left. He's coming after me again. I wonder, is time almost up? This kid's like been chasing me for like 20 minutes.
Oh God, no!
Shakaka. jumping like it's hot. Well, stop chasing me then. I'm getting away. Yep, I'm getting away. Hey, kid. You can do it. You need the exercise. Stop eating donuts.
No, stop!
Oh, this is so much fun. Hi-yah! 2 minutes.
No!
No. What? What? What's that? I'm just living so far. Only had 2. Only had 2. What the?
Please, no!
That's fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a video, guys. That was fun. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I hope everyone has a great day, a great night, a great evening, all that great shit. You know exactly what I mean. Catch me for your next one. Later.
Minutes.